Okay, let's try this again. For people watching this after I upload it, I have a Code 3. This is the cover plate. It's a Code 3 Visor Light that is currently amber and white. It was white and red, and I'm going to change it. Did I say amber and white? It's green and white. I don't know how I keep messing that up. I'm going to change it to amber and green. So I'm going to pull the screws out of it here. I have my replacement diodes here. Now that live chat seems to be working, because it wasn't for some reason. One screw out. One screw out. 3 screws out. Should be able to flip this thing over. Let me adjust this so you can see it. Okay, should be good enough to see. So I'm going to take this off. And then all your lenses are actually separate. They just sit in their little hole there. Looks like that only goes on one way, I think. Yeah. And then here is all of our diodes and everything on the circuit board. So what we're going to do, pretty much every single diode has 2 little tabs off of it. So it's going to be hard to see, but pretty much on one of these tabs, it has, let's see if it does it. It has a little plus. I don't know how well you can see that. So that's your positive side, and it has on the circuit boards here a plus side and a minus side. So pretty much we're just going to heat it up, pull this one off, and then put our new one on and heat it back up again. I did not grab needle nose pliers, but I think I have some in here. So what we're going to do is apply heat to one of these. Hopefully they pop off. I haven't done these in a long time, so I don't remember if they were easy to get off or not. I got a smashed positive wire in here. I've never had this side off, so I gotta make sure that's good when I put it back on. Didn't miss much. The first one, my live chat wasn't working, so I ended it. So I'm back on. Branch, I have a Visor Code 3 Visor Light that was originally red and white. I changed it 2 years ago to white and green, and now I'm changing the white side to amber, so it's amber and green. I think that's the first time I actually said that correctly. So you didn't miss much. And apparently my soldering iron was sitting on the cover, so that kind of melted a little bit, but oh well. It'll be fine, I guess. I hope. We'll see. So I'm going to try to heat up one of these. The hard part is not heating up everything else around it. I have thermal paste and everything. Not thermal paste. Yeah, no. Soldering paste. So I can heat it up more if I need to. Because some of the solder from the factory is very, very hard to get off. Yeah, this ain't working all that well. At least these pliers aren't working that great. Try to heat up both sides. Seems like it's heating up good enough. I just can't get a good enough grip to pull it off. Let's see, maybe if I use a little flathead. If I had one of those somewhere. Yeah, Holt Phillips didn't work. Just get underneath the tabs. Man, this stuff is sticking really well. Somehow I moved the whole solder joint. Up. There we go. Aha. Removed one successfully. So now we need to make sure that little itty bitty tiny plus sign is on the right side. We're going to use our needle nose here. Heat up our solder. It'd be very quick at this, because the solder takes absolutely no time at all to cool down. Let's add a little bit of solder to it. Googly eyes. Let's add a little solder to each side. What I needed is an exhaust vent to get this smell out of here from burnt plastic, because I set this soldering iron, or the cover on the soldering iron. This is the hard part, because you don't want to scratch the lens. Welcome, Dad. Just gotta push down on both sides equally. That way the solder paste can do its job and pull heat out of it. So now that we got one on there, let's test it and make sure that one diode should be amber. It's amber. It's hard to tell. I can't see anything. Probably wasn't that smart to stare at it, but it will. Let's work our way. Only got 6 more. Should go a little bit smoother. I've done a whole traffic advisor doing this, so let's add a little more solder. It seemed to work pretty well. Freshen it up. Now we need another diode. Gotta find our. Oh, that's gonna be hard since it started that light. There's the plus. You have to make sure to get these centered because that little deflector shield thing that goes on here, those cones have to line up perfectly. Otherwise it will not go back on. Alright, that was good. Work our way down the light, I guess. Try not to touch anything else I don't need to. Come on. Release. Release. Let it go. That one's holding on for dear life. Yeah, you have to be careful because you can actually rip a circuit board doing this if you pull up when it's not ready. Okay. Did you miss the shout out? No. Thank you, all the Graces, for supporting me and being here. Or 3 of you. It's like as close as I'll ever get to doing surgery. The true test is, will everything work when I'm done? It's so weird watching this solder for whatever reason flashes really quick. So it's still liquid, and then all of a sudden it's like you watch it change over instantly. Don't rip the circuit board. Man, I'm getting on a roll with these now. I need 3 more. Over halfway done. Make sure that one's lay on there. Release. I think my soldering iron's cooling off for whatever reason. I got up to its max temperature and it's shutting down. Oh, slippery pliers. The good thing is the soldering iron has a little point to it. So if I can get it to raise, I can slide it out. That one's a little on me. All right, last one. Come on. Why are you not melting solder? There we go. I think there's just too much solder on this side. The whole blob. Come on. All right, I'm going with the old trick here, and it's actually add a little more solder. Some fresh solder that will absorb the heat. And hopefully just release it. Come on. Don't fail me on the last one. Why is this one not coming off? I don't get it. There we go. I was trying not to rip the tail of it off. Why is this one being such a pain in the butt? Since it's being a pain in the butt, I'm going to go ahead and add a little more solder. Okay. They're all on there. Yeah, it is because it's the last one. Now let's see. Looks like that'll work. Sweet. So now all we have to do is put this back on. And hopefully all of these line up where it sits flush. They all look pretty straight, except for that last one and maybe this one a little bit. Or am I not putting this on? I'm not putting it on the right direction. That's probably why. Because one of these has a groove that goes up. Which would be that one. Haha, fits in there perfect. Make sure that positive's good. Not stuck and getting smashed. Handy dandy screwdriver here. Take these down and we'll see what it looks like. Put our burnt cover plate that I melted with the soldering iron back on, right to the sticker. Clip this back on. Yeah, there's my burn mark. Set right on the soldering iron. Right to the sticker. Might just heat it back up and squish it back down. Alright, now let's see. Yep, it works. Now I can sell it for probably twice as much as I would have sold it for the other colors, because now this is legal for anyone to run, at least in Missouri. So yeah, unplug this before it falls off the table and onto my lap. There we go. All right, thank you, everyone. All one person that stayed. And I will see you next week with something more entertaining than this. So, yeah. Adios.